2024, it's a new year, and a recent survey by Forbes stated that more than a third of people had it in their resolutions to improve their finances. And obviously, real estate is going to be a very big part of that. But with talks of market crashes and it potentially being impossible to afford a house in your area, it's scary to make a decision unless you're actually informed about what's really going on here. Luckily, I've got a few recent stories and a Houston real estate market update that's going to give you the exact clarity you need, whether you're a Houston homeowner, renter, or investor in our market. Here's an interesting one if you haven't seen it. Texans recently voted to give homeowners $18 billion in tax savings over the next few years. Thanks to Prop 12 that recently passed, they're increasing tax exemptions and lowering local tax rate. And homeowners are getting thousands in savings over these years. Here's a brief breakdown of it. The school tax exemption has increased from $40,000 to $100,000. And to give you an idea of what that actually looks like, that's usually about $600 to $1,000 in tax breaks for most Houstonians and surrounding homeowners. The next part of it addresses increasing taxes over the years. Now, homeowners actually have a 10% cap on how high their taxes can increase, but investors or non-homestead owners have no cap. So if your property value goes up 30% in 1 year, there is no cap to how much you're additionally gonna get taxed. Now that actual number is going to be 20%. So you've got a cap on how much you can get taxed. It's a pretty big benefit because this is not something that was typically offered for investors. And that also even includes commercial properties and apartment buildings. But it's not a total win for everyone. Renters don't get they've been completely left out. Renters make about 3 out of 8 households in Texas, and nothing about this bill directly affects or benefits them. What does that mean? Things may get tougher trying to wait out the market as a renter in Texas. HAR's recent affordability report showed that most of the lease prices have gone up around 4 to 5% in every single county in the Houston market over the past year. It's gonna get really tough for our renters out there, but sure, there's the argument that landlords may pass the savings that they're getting to renters and lower the prices, but what do you guys think? Leading into the numbers, let's take a look at the entire year of our supposed crash in Houston. The entire country had a massive drop-off in sales, and this marks Houston's second consecutive year that sales tumbled. So when you compare 2022 to 2023, you'll see that this past year there were 13% less sales overall compared to 2022. And there's also 13% less volume compared to 2022. Interesting enough, it's a completely different story for the actual prices of the houses that you can see here. Things that are actually going to matter to you as a home buyer, homeowner, or renter moving forward this year. The average price held steady at $412,000 compared to $413,000, and there was just a minor drop down for median sales by 2.5%. It's definitely a good sign for homeowners and investors that really feared that their property values were just gonna tank, because it didn't really drop down as much as sales did. It just shows the resilience of the Houston market, and there's a ton of things to be optimistic of here despite the negative sales, but also it's another reason to not necessarily want to sit on the sidelines because the home sales are dropping down, thinking that home prices are also going to drop down. You can see here there's not really the biggest correlation. There's a number of other factors why home prices won't drop down, and I have a ton of people always telling me I'm just going to wait till the prices drop, but they really haven't. Even HAR Chair Thomas Mouton believes that home sales will pick up once consumer confidence is restored, and that depends on what the Federal Reserve does with interest rates and evidence that inflation is no longer a threat. That's overall how this past year has been for the real estate market. A little bit of a mixed bag about the prices, about the home sales, but overall there really hasn't been too much that has changed. While the overall year gives you a zoomed out view, what really matters for you looking to make a move this year is what's happening month over month. Let's see what we're trending at right now. Just like the annual comparison, you'll see some of the same things. You'll see that property sales here are down 5% along with the total volume around 4%. Despite the lowered rates, it still really wasn't the strongest month for sales. The average price and median prices stayed the same. Again, just another sign that the prices really haven't budged. And the most interesting thing to me is that there are nearly 1,000 more properties that went under contract and 4,000 more that are sitting on the market right now. And another bonus here is that 7,000 more houses have been shown to potential buyers this past month, meaning that more buyers are actually out there hunting again, just because the rates have dropped down just a little bit. That really means that we're going to be looking at potentially a strong first quarter when we see these next few months of information, more properties probably going under contract, more houses probably hitting the market pretty soon here. We'll see. Overall, whether you're buying, selling, investing, or planning on holding onto your property for dear life, just know that this first quarter is going to tell you a hell of a lot about what's going to happen with Houston real estate, or real estate as a whole. This past year showed resilience in that prices aren't really totally related to home sales, but actually more with the interest rates and the overall consumer confidence in this market. But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. We'll be posting a ton more of our long form content more often, so be sure to subscribe because we've got a lot more coming. And if you're interested in all things about Houston real estate, check out this next video.